My name is Amber and I'm at Crochet and Beginner Friendly. Today I'm going to show you how to do a slip stitch. A lot of people have asked me about this and it's super simple. I'm just going to start with the chain so I can give you guys an idea. This isn't really part of it. So I'm going to do a couple rows and then we'll get into the slip stitch. Now that I have a couple rows in, I'm going to start doing a slip stitch. A slip stitch is super simple. All you do is you take your hook, go through the stitch, pull the yarn through, and then directly or immediately after, you're going to pull the yarn through the stitch on your hook. So again, go through the stitch on your fabric, pull the yarn through, and then immediately go through the stitch on your hook. This is used to move your stitching over to a specific area. So this is how you do it if you are doing rows. I'm going to show you how to also do it in rounds or on squares or hexagons. Today I'm going to show you how to do a slip stitch for a granny square or granny hexagon. I have already started my granny square here. This is my first round. I've got my 4 clusters and I'm going to do my slip stitch. So once I have all of my clusters and I'm ready to do the slip stitch, I'm going to go directly into the top of this stitch here. I'm going to pull my yarn through and then I'm going to grab that yarn and pull it directly through the loop on my hook. That is called a slip stitch because I'm just pulling it through that one time. So I'm going to show you again. I have one loop on my hook. I'm going to go into the top of this stitch here. So I'm going to close off this round of my granny square. Go underneath that stitch, pull the yarn through. So I have 2 loops on my hook, and then I'm not going to grab any more yarn. I'm just going to grab that first loop and then pull it through the second one to close off that square there that I'm doing for my granny square. So that's how you use a slip stitch on a granny square. I like to also slip stitch across from one chain space to the other to get to the corner there. So I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to go underneath my stitch, pull that yarn through, and immediately go under that loop that's already on my hook. Do it one more time to get over to the corner, and then I will continue to my next round of my granny square. In order to do a slip stitch on a round, what you want to do is you're going to take your hook with the yarn on it and go directly underneath this V, and then you're going to pull the yarn through and directly pull it through the loop on your hook. You don't grab any additional yarn, you're just using the slip stitch to close up that round. So let me show you how to do that one more time. I have one loop on my hook. I'm going to go directly underneath this V here. So this round is not closed. So I'm going to go underneath that V, grab the yarn, pull it through, and then I have 2 loops on my hook. I'm not going to grab any other yarn. I'm just going to pull that first loop through the second one on my hook, and that will close up that round. I hope this tutorial was helpful. Please follow for more tutorials like this.